Hey, Becky. Becky? Hello? Can you not hear me? Becky, can you hear me? You can't hear me. Huh. April? Oh, shoot. April, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, now you can hear me. I'm unmuted.
Okay, yes, good. Becky's not responding, so she might.
Tell a bad joke.
I talked.
My computer was muted. Not my. It was on, but I had my volume all the way down.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I thought I had technical difficulties. Half inch on Saturday, half inch on Sunday.
Hi, Peg.
Hi, Peg.
Hi, Peg.
I haven't seen you in days.
We can't hear you yet.
Hi. I'm sorry I'm late. I have a new computer and it wouldn't let me on. So I'm on my old computer. Is there any reason, George? Oh,
No, it's George's fault.
is there any reason a new computer? I mean, it's the same computer, it's just newer. Do you have to do anything to get on Zoom when you're on a new computer?
You have to load Zoom onto you have to download Zoom onto your new computer.
Oh, I don't remember doing that with this one, but obviously I did. Well, hello, good evening, and sorry I'm a little bit late, but
It's okay. You're
Yeah.
here.
So glad your old computer works.
yeah, I am too.
So we're missing one person.
Melissa.
Yes. Melissa,
Yes.
do we know if she's coming?
She hadn't sent an emails otherwise.
Well, we have three of us. Shall we go forward and hope she'll join us?
I will text her as you guys forge ahead.
Okay. Well, let's open up the meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye. Okay.
Okay, so 6:36. Okay.
So the first thing on the agenda is to review the minutes of the July meeting because we did not meet in August. So I had no changes. Did anybody else?
No.
Well, the one thing I noticed was Becky not in that meeting?
Becky?
And
Were you
What
gonna-
was the date?
July 20th. Were you not in that meeting? Because I didn't have you on here.
I think that
Did you have that she was absent?
Well, she's not on our
Yeah.
committee, so I didn't have her as absent, but I had also present, I had none instead of, town administrator. ex
I
officio.
can't
I
remember.
hope
Becky,
I'm
I don't
checking
think
my calendar.
yeah, I seem to remember that Becky wasn't here, and I think she actually took one of these things called a vacation.
Oh, Becky takes those?
Vacation. I'm pretty sure.
No,
hoping-
Becky doesn't take vacations.
She better take vacations.
Yeah, I know, no kidding.
Mm.
Still looking?
Well, I think she wasn't here. Becky, if you know otherwise, I can always fix the minutes, but
I was
think
there.
Oh,
you were there.
Hey, Melissa, are you coming to the personnel board meeting?
All right, let me
Thank you.
put
Bye.
Becky's name on here. For some reason,
I'm pretty sure because I can check I'll try to check the recording.
no, it's okay. Well,
But I'm
it is.
because I was on vacation.
In August, for
I
sure.
was missing. I was in the airport in Philadelphia.
That's right. I remember
knew.
now.
Now I do.
yes,
Yes.
I was
Okay.
thinking that was around the time I was in Philly, but
yes.
You
and it was
missed the
very-
flight.
It was a short meeting.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
short meeting. And you missed the flight and you couldn't come home. That's what it was.
Oh,
and I was trying to. I think I caught the flight I missed the early flight, but I caught the flight that was right at 5:30 or 6:30. That's when the plane I got on, so I had to miss the meeting. I was trying to do it at
Otherwise,
the airport, but I couldn't.
it's okay.
Okay,
So-
so I make a motion that we approve the minutes of July 20th.
I'll second.
Second,
Arvanitis, aye.
Roth, aye.
Stein, aye.
Becky, what did Melissa say?
I didn't get through.
Oh, okay.
You left her a message.
I left her a
Well-
message and now I'm texting her.
Okay, well, why don't we move on then?
You have a
Second,
forum.
yeah, we do. So opening on the board. We still have an opening. I have one person that I've talked to a little bit and she's still thinking about it. Has anybody else talked to anybody?
No.
I was wondering, did you, I had talked to you and we talked about possibly contacting Melody and ask her if she'd be interested in coming back.
I haven't talked to her about that.
Well, I'm just wondering if her issue, I know she had some things going on when she left, but I wonder if that's still the case.
I don't know. We could ask Paul. What do we
One
do?
of the major issues for her was her new job. and
Yes, that's right. She was doing
travel, and
Boston.
it's
That's
not
right.
predictable. She was gone all the time. She missed more than half of the FinCom meetings, I think,
Do
after
any of,
changed
sorry.
jobs.
well, April, I know you know Ann Brigham.
When you said that, I was wondering if that's who you meant. Oh,
I've
she'd be
talked to her.
phenomenal.
And I just wanted to let you know, she's really thinking seriously about it. We've talked about it. I didn't want to pressure her at all. And her one, right now, she's got it down. She said it really sounds like something that she would be interested in doing. She said, if it's a 3-year term, is it possible that if you have something come up that you can not fulfill your 3-year term? And I said, yes, that happened. I said, there's, we would, your personal things that go on for you personally are very important. And so she's really thinking about it. So I told her I would ask you guys what you think about that.
She would be phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know her, but yeah, that'd be
I
great.
don't know her either.
You don't know her? She has, let's see, she lives on Montague Road between April and me. This is like when I was on the select board with Greg and Paul. But it was, but she works at home online for an educational facility and does a lot of not questionnaires. She could probably tell you better than I can, but she has taught at the university level. She's doing this at home. Her husband, they just got a new puppy who April met on the trail. And her husband is a music teacher.
Mhm.
And she's lived here for probably maybe 5 or 6 years, I think.
Yeah.
And they are putting on a garage on their house. So if you're driving down Montague Road and you look through the woods, you could see that a garage is going on. But she's very down to earth, very, very considerate. April, what would you say? You know her a bit.
Well, I don't know if I know her better. I was in the anti-racism study group that was run through the library during the pandemic, and I found she's very smart and articulate and thoughtful and
Thoughtful. True.
yes, I think she'd be terrific. And she's on the younger side. She's working. She's not retired.
Yes, she's on the younger side.
She's,
Well, that's good because we need young blood in these committees.
yes.
We do.
And she's just a really good person. I think she'd be great. And her dog is really cute.
Yeah.
All right, talk it up.
Okay, so I'll call Paul. So shall I do that? Shall I call Paul and he can talk to her and fill her in on
Great.
anything else? Okay, I will do that. I
Wow.
know to see her on
That's
the
great
trail
news.
tomorrow.
Only concern I have is this Montague Road takeover.
Oh, yes.
Well, the Montague Road is being graded and
Oh, it's
repaired
wonderful.
so much right now. It's like
Oh, and he's widening it. He's widened it about a foot on each side.
yes, he's cut down all this brush.
Yes.
So
Really
we could
cool.
go.
You spell Montague with a capital M because we have great influence. What else can I say?
The
Okay.
road's
so I-
not looked good, this good in years. It really, I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
Tim
looking-
saying, okay, I'll leave you in good hands.
We are in good hands. So are we gonna, let's move on then. I will call Paul about that.
Okay.
I'll talk to Ann
Great.
first. And then I might see her tomorrow on the dog walk. So,
I'll try to
Just
get out
first thing
early.
you say is I had a wonderful meeting last night. It was so fun.
Personnel board is usually, it's the most fun of any,
yeah, I'll tell her. I'll say we have popcorn.
yeah, I've got somewhere here.
Virtual popcorn peg.
Well, the personnel board being the most fun board, that's just counterintuitive. That just doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound right, no.
There's been numerous times where other boards or committees meeting in town hall would come down to the personnel board and ask you guys to settle down because you're
That's true. I
having
remember
so
that.
much fun.
That's
Your
right,
laughter was too loud.
that's right. Well, Ralph is gone, so
Yeah, that's calmed us down a
we
little.
calmed down a little bit, not
Ralph,
too much.
Ralph who?
Armstrong.
Yeah, he was great.
Yes, right.
Yes.
He has-
Ralph is a walking encyclopedia. He would
Yes.
he would just bring stuff to the table that I never knew about.
And a lot of it had to do with aliens and their outer reaches of your mind.
Yeah,
And I, yes, that's true.
Okay,
so
moving
next
on.
order of business.
Next thing on the, we had the review of the changes to the highway department and the job description.
Yeah,
That next on the agenda, I copied the wrong thing, so I think that's what, is that what
Yeah.
you have down there, George?
Yes, that's the next thing. Yep.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
I wanted to
okay.
ask Becky about that. Becky, when you sent me an email and said, can I, okay, if you modify the agenda, which of course the answer will always be yes, but you had two things. You had changed the highway superintendent job description and you had upcoming contract negotiation. Is that for the superintendent?
No.
So that's a different item. So you want us to
The
talk about that
second
as well?
item, and I didn't put it on because I couldn't remember what it was when I went to put the Zoom link in.
Yeah, I
so-
noticed there was only one, but I remember you asked about
Yep.
two. And when I looked at your email, it was upcoming contract negotiations. Okay, so we can talk about that after this, I assume.
Okay,
So just to update you, as you might remember, we asked for a representative from the personnel board and April stepped forward
thank you, April.
Thank you.
and
You
uh,
didn't have to give her too much pressure though, right?
no, not at all.
Had to
no.
volunteer.
I
Okay,
did.
Becky, sorry, I'm interrupting. Go ahead.
that's okay. So we ended up with Bob Groves from finance, April from personnel, Melissa from the select board, Meryl from the general public, and Penny Jakes from the general public. And one thing so we almost had an all-female board except for Bob. But Bob was, he attended and we held the meetings in person, except Bob didn't really read the email the first time. So he was online because it was a hybrid meeting, but he came in person the next time for the interviews and everything. So that all worked out well. But why am I still talking? I
I
wanted,
don't know.
at that meeting, Meryl brought up, this was Meryl's second time hiring a highway superintendent. She had done it 24 years ago when Tim was hired. But she also,
Wait, it wasn't that long ago for Tim.
What's the 24
What?
years?
23 years.
Tim has been here for 23 years.
24.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me too.
It's
I'm
24
that's a
years,
surprise.
I think.
No, I think it's
But-
23, yeah.
Okay.
There was nobody between Gary and him.
No,
Uh-uh.
Wow, jeez, I'm getting old.
So,
Pretty amazing.
so the one thing that during the meeting, when we were reviewing the job description, Meryl had a number of wonderful edits. She has a degree in civil engineering and different stints working in the field. So I know April took meticulous notes. I was working on another piece when I hope April got her notes.
well, I have, you know what I do? I have it, where is it? It's in my folder. Where's my folder?
Well, don't panic on that. And then
Okay,
but there were
I do
also,
have a copy of it.
there is also one result from the hiring process was, okay, I should let April talk first. But we need to add tree warden to the highway superintendent's job responsibilities.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was really good news.
Yeah, that's great news because yes,
And
the
we
tree warden has
hired,
not been spending any of the money in his budget for the last 2 or 3 years
no,
in
And
And
then-
Shutesbury.
and our
And
new,
on July, and he bragged, on July 1st, Steve Sullivan was appointed our new tree warden. And as a result, he had signed up for these 6 one-day sessions learning how to become a tree warden. I mean, it's like a course that's pretty heavy duty. So he started those, he's in his 2nd or 3rd week. And we were just, so it'll just, adding it to one of the things Steve's learned at these workshops is in the many towns, highway superintendents are the tree warden, and it is in their job descriptions.
and it makes so much sense
Yes,
because, they're looking at the trees all the time.
yes.
And Steve is going to be such a good highway superintendent. We were lucky. We had 2 very good candidates, one other man, in addition to Steve, and they both came with really good qualifications. So it felt like it was really a chance to look at, who's the right person. And it didn't take long for us to all sort of come down. And, the other gentleman certainly had a lot of good qualities, absolutely. But Steve's interview went very well. And it felt very good that we could hand it off to him. I hope he enjoys taking the dump truck home every week. I don't know what that
As long as he doesn't keep breaking it down.
I know that. It was so funny because right after we'd hired him, I saw the dump truck in front of his house, and I'm thinking, huh.
It broke down on
Yeah.
Old Wendell Road
Yes.
and ended up in front of Steve's house. Yeah.
Well,
But isn't he taking a course in how to use a grader as well? I mean, I think he signed up for that.
Well, it's not a quote unquote course, but he's asked an old hand who's retired, who has been, I can't remember, it's starts with an L. But he's an old hand and has driven graders for, his whole career, and he's going to teach Steve how to do it. For some reason, Tim has always done the grader, and it's a bit of a finicky machine, so he's been nervous about training people who aren't experienced. But Steve has already requested a person he knows who's a longtime grader operator who's taught other people how to do it, who's gonna teach him how to use it. So that'll be good.
Does
Well-
Tim retire at the end of this month? Is that correct?
He retires a week from tonight on the 28th.
Okay.
So
And we're gonna
go
do a party at the AC club. I think we're trying for from 5 to 8. If you guys can come, that would be
on Thursday?
on Thursday. Yeah, we're getting people to bring hors d'oeuvres and snacks.
Okay, that's great. From when to when? Because that's when the laughing old ladies meet at the club. So that'd be perfect.
Your captive audience.
Yes.
Is that still going on? Because I
Yes.
assumed that when it got colder, do you meet inside now?
Yeah. It's
Well, pick me up sometime, April. Susie keeps emailing me about
oh,
that.
it's terrific, actually. Yes.
I
Wackos.
Bunch of old ladies get drunk and start chatting. Is that what happens?
No, we laugh.
No, laughing.
Not drunk.
Okay.
laughing old ladies.
Laughing's good.
LOL.
LOL,
laughing
laughing
up.
old ladies.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's really great when you can hire from within your department. That's
Yes.
always a win-win. Somebody who already knows the operation, he knows the town, he lives
Yep.
here is a big plus. And I also say, because I have to say something, the tree warden being in the superintendent, being in the highway department makes total sense because
Yeah.
what does a tree warden do? I mean, now he's got resources. He's got a staff, he's got equipment. It's really great news.
And
Have we
getting
had
the,
a tree warden, an active tree warden in the last couple of years? Have we?
Kind of.
Have we?
We had one on the books. It was Don Wakaluk.
Ah.
I
And
know
then-
when I called him, he never called me back, so I'm gonna call the superintendent about the tree on my tree line.
Yeah.
okay, yes. And he'll come to, at the other, Steve is just, he is a really smart man who, he has great work ethic, great values and how to, how he's imagining running the department. I just think, I hope he really loves the job and stays.
Oh, I think he will. I think,
Yeah, I do too. I hope, yeah. So
I
he's,
hope so.
tell you
He's-
one little thing, when we still had bulky waste. And this man brought in, he had 2 teenage sons, and he brought in the most wonderful train setup. And I thought, well, shall I take that for my grandson? And Steve was looking at it with me, and he said, well, let's put it together. Let's find out. Because it was sort of hard because it had dips and valleys and stuff. So he spent some time when he could setting that up, and then he ran it, and we had fun. Yeah, we really had fun running the train, and we still have it in our one.
What kind of a train? Is this like an HO scale or a?
No. It had plastic. Everything was plastic, but big, appropriate for 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. But it had a big central station thing. I'd never seen anything like it.
My grandson has discovered trains. He's 23
Yes.
months. He'll be 2 years
Aw.
next month. He has discovered trains. He loves them.
Exactly.
So funny.
So find a train ornament you can give him for the holidays.
Yeah, it's just something about trains and kids. I just
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. And
And adults.
he was here from Colorado, and we pulled it out, and he just had a ball with it.
Awesome.
So when I think of Steve, I think of, here he was, bulky waste day, everything going on around. We're all moving around doing stuff. And he set it up, and he said, look, this is fun. So I
Yeah.
kept, anyway, moving on.
Terrific, yes, he'll be
So
terrific.
just for the record, it's okay if I note under this section review highway superintendent, Steve Sullivan, an operator in the highway department and town's tree warden, was hired to fill a position. It's okay
Yeah.
if I.
It's official. The select board appointed him on
All right.
9/11. It was the fastest hiring committee I've ever been on.
You guys recommended on 9/11. They appointed on 9/12.
Okay,
Did I put that in the minute?
yes,
Yes. And also, the thing about the tree warden, he will also be assuming the duty of tree warden.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, he is already the tree warden, so
Oh, sorry.
Becky, I'm sorry, it was September. What date was he appointed?
12th.
Well,
Got it.
But it
Okay.
doesn't become official. His contract is official on the 29th.
and that's being negotiated with the select board? Is that
Select Board negotiated that.
wonderful?
I can't remember when we did that. Was that on the 12th? Yeah, that was the end of the meeting on the 12th. It went into executive session, and Meryl showed up. Didn't you show up, April?
Yeah, I was there just for the appointment part. But then, no, we didn't.
No,
then-
it wasn't
no.
that day. We did it, we scheduled another morning meeting at, I think it was 8 no, it was at, well, it's been a crazy month. We did it on that Friday.
Okay,
It was that Friday morning. Wait, let me get the right month.
12, 13, 14, the 15th. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it ended up being, the meeting was at 4:45 Friday afternoon.
Perfect.
And because we hadn't done the contract piece, and sometimes it's been the negotiating team that's done it, but it seemed like you guys were wrapped up and Meryl was done, so I figured I'd just have the select board do it directly.
That's
They
terrific.
did, and it all worked out.
so
Wonderful.
getting back to the job description and
Yes.
contributions, shall we shall we put that off until we can incorporate the contributions? How should we do that?
You know what I could do is I have the copy that, I don't have it online. I have the copy that Merrill put comments on. So I could, how about if I
I
type
did,
that
tonight I forwarded a Word version of the superintendent's job description.
and I have the comments that Merrill did. So maybe what I could do is photograph them and send that along, because they're handwritten comments
Could we
that,
just roll through what Becky sent us and you could just tell us where she recommended changes?
yeah,
'Cause
but I don't
maybe
have
we-
the thing in front of me.
Oh, okay.
I have to go find it. Let me go
No,
find it.
how about you email it to me and I'll try to get it done.
I'm
Okay,
just thinking we should be able to go through this. I mean, it's not a lot of changes, is it?
Or we could,
Mm,
yeah, there were.
there were quite a
Oh,
bit.
okay.
We
You
can
know,
do it at the next meeting.
yeah, wouldn't it make sense if I photographed it and then uploaded the photograph? So you don't have to do anything with it, Becky, because it was pretty clear. No, the handwriting, she wrote in.
No, but we
in-
have to, I have to update it to a revised version with, you're right, we could discuss it from that,
That's right.
but, okay, so
No,
if
let-
I don't get
let-
them edits in before the meeting, we can do them.
Yeah,
We
let
can
me
just
take,
use that version.
I could take that job from you. I could just take the job description and put in a different color, type in what Merrill said.
And then we
Or
can
so you-
review and
And you-
approve at our next meeting.
Yeah, why don't I
Okay.
do that? And you don't have to do that. That's,
And that includes the addition of the tree warden?
no,
that-
that's a
but we
separate
decided-
job.
There's a second page, I have that page. I can do that piece.
Okay, do
Okay,
that
that's
page.
important. Yeah, let's not
Yeah,
forget, because I'm gonna
because
take that out of the minutes.
Merrill got it's pretty technical, some of it, but I mean, she knows her stuff.
Yes,
We're lucky to have that.
So we will be doing the job description at our next meeting.
Yes, and I will play with that.
Okay,
And I have the tree warden job description, so I'll work on typing that up to add it.
Okay.
Because it's,
perfect.
I think it's a real old one. I don't know if it's in Word, we can just copy and paste.
So is it being incorporated into that job? So is the stipend being incorporated into
It
that?
was.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, what a great way to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, George, you're gonna love this piece. One of the first things that Steve learned was there's actually a DOR requirement that all funds in a tree warden's budget must be spent every year.
No.
Yeah,
that's,
Why?
because
I
he's
was
not
gonna
doing his
say-
job if he's not using the money.
yeah, I think it was a point of pride for him not to use the money.
Oh, yeah, he used it as
A political tool. So, yeah, anyways, I've never heard of a line item having been required to be spent.
I hadn't heard that either. So I'm
That's-
gonna ask the accountant to back it up, but he said that was one of the things that they had reviewed that day at the workshop.
Wow. Well, yeah, like I said, this is Shutesbury. I mean, we have trees in this town, a lot of them, and there are usually many issues that happen because of trees.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
especially if
Oh,
they
yeah.
aren't maintained and they are dying and hanging over municipal property or a residence.
Well, that's
Right.
interesting. So now that the superintendent is responsible, is the tree warden, he's really gonna always be kind of keeping an eye on the trees, and when he
Yeah.
sees something, strange, he's gonna address it.
Right.
That's
So-
awesome.
Who
And
said,
then
oh, Becky, let me interrupt just for a second. Who was it that said that the budget, the amount allocated has to be spent by the end of the year? Who said that? Where did that?
he said it was a DOR, Department of Revenue requirement.
And who was that? Who was he that said that?
Steve learned that at his tree wardens
okay.
workshops.
Great. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I interrupted. What
No,
were you
no,
gonna
that's
say?
Okay.
It's good to know what people are saying.
That's great, because that really is important. That could result in, maybe a power outage or there not happening in the future.
Yep.
No, and Steve went to Stockbridge. He's got a background in landscaping and tree science. He's, he's fully qualified for the position.
Wow, that's excellent. Yeah, and I know he's a
Yeah.
smart guy. We've worked with him on the regional school stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a big job too.
Yes.
There's no question.
I had no idea he was on the regional school committee. I mean,
Oh,
for a
yeah,
long
for like
time.
6
For
years.
years.
Mike
9
and Gary
years.
were on that years ago.
I remember.
Maybe it was after that. Jeez.
Well,
Wow.
and Joan Hanson was on it for a long, long time too.
Yes. She's been on just about every committee in town, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so Becky said something about contract negotiations.
Yes, I just want people mindful that we've got to start putting together a committee for the police union contract negotiation.
Did we just do that?
That's a fun one.
It's coming up again,
Wow.
It's
I guess that was during COVID. Okay, what else?
till June 30th, and the other one is the town administrator.
Need to be done by June 30th.
this is both by 6:30.
Or for 6:30, it can be done anytime now until then.
All right.
So should we make those choices now or maybe wait till Melissa's, or we could have Melissa do both? No, she doesn't need more.
I did the police union contract the last time, so maybe
No,
I'll do the
Melissa
town
did the
administrator
last
this
time.
time. What's that?
Melissa did the last time, I thought.
Well, I was FinCom, I think.
Oh, that's right. You did do it too. You were both.
Yeah, I
on.
was in it. I know I was in it. The guy down in West Springfield, I forget his name.
He's gone. Tony Torres is gone, and we have a new guy, JD or something, Jamie. So it's a brand new guy with a very different approach.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah.
And I think I was on.
Whole new department.
Go ahead. No.
I was just saying, in a whole new police department.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I will be on one of the committees. Point me in the right direction.
George, did you volunteer for one?
I'll do town administrator.
Okay, I'll do police.
Yay.
April
Do you
just
think I can hold the line?
Yes, you can.
And April gets one off because she was on the superintendent hiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Egg, the police is going to be a handful. I mean, it's just a
Oh.
very big contract. It's a lot of work.
It's too bad the last time. It did take a number of meetings. Trying to remember what the big issue was.
The only issue that I have with that is we may be traveling. It depends on, especially in,
Get that new computer working.
yeah. Well, we may be out of country. That might be harder.
Yes.
I don't know. That hasn't been decided yet. That would be March, April.
Okay. Well, I could be your backup, or listen, no, I could be your backup. I did it a couple of years cycles, or
Yeah,
I've done.
I think you and George have both done, and Melissa, all three of you are experienced on the police union.
Please. Well, then I will do that, and fingers
Okay.
crossed I can be there.
Okay, that's good.
And town administrator will be George. Arvanitis.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to put that in the minutes.
Okay.
Egg will be-
So that means I'll have to be the FinCom rep.
Well, it's up to you. When they're searching, you can decide
I know.
to say yes.
So when do these committees get, I mean, we set them up. Do we start looking now for, is there a FinCon rep on both of those committees?
Neither of them. You
Oh.
guys are first.
Okay.
And you can kind of, maybe for the next meeting, we can go over materials that'll be neat. Maybe make sure that we have up-to-date salary data on police and town administrators. And so that, to help jumpstart the committees. Because George was fabulous. He helped, what made it easier to do the the contract was having George's report. He put one together for the highway superintendents in Franklin County.
That did help.
Yeah, that seems to be my thing these days. And those, it's really not that hard to do those. Takes a little time, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
So
Much
Becky,
better.
you said review their salaries, but really review their contract.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'd
I'm
rather put in the
thinking
minute.
of reviewing the FERCog salaries just as a reference during the negotiations.
Okay, all right, good point. All right, so we'll review the police contract and FERCog salary. All right. Wage and salary. Survey. Got it.
And other department heads are all set then?
Yes,
No other
I
contracts?
believe,
Kristen?
Well, to
double
that point,
I think Kristen is next year.
yeah,
yeah.
she was a year after the police because I was on that one too.
Yeah, so she's next year and Money is too, I think. I
And
think they
so-
both fall into next year.
And as far as Steve Sullivan goes, the hiring committee did the negotiations.
Mm-mm.
No, the select board did them directly.
Okay, all right.
That makes sense.
So on the, on both of these, town administrator and police union contract, will there be a select board member? What is?
Yeah. And a finance committee member.
So it'll
Okay.
be a 3-person negotiating committee.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I'm usually involved in the contract negotiations because I prepare the contracts and make sure they have information. I just have less of a role in my own negotiation, but I provide the same things.
Mhm.
Hey,
So we need to finish, oh, are we done? We need to finish grading all of the job descriptions. Because we have to get that done by November or we're gonna get.
Yep.
So we'll get a time. We'll get started on that again.
Yeah, if we
Once-
could get that, I think that would be helpful for the
Contract
police department
negotiation.
and both jobs.
Yeah, I do too.
So
And the
say
sec-
that again. Well, I'm sorry, I missed
Oh,
that
no,
last part.
finish up the job rating system, the grade.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So now we're on the future business.
Yes.
Personnel
that-
handbook, classification schedules, and
Yep.
policy.
Yep.
Well, I had put in the minutes a couple meetings ago that there was a commitment to have these done by November.
Yeah, that was the
That's
meeting
what
that.
April was
Beck-
just talking about.
Yes,
She was
Yeah.
saying we're all gonna turn into turkeys in
or
November.
something. Did we say November? No, we said the
And end up on the-
meeting. Before our meeting in November, so we did have a date for that. Or
so,
else we'll be
Boy, we gotta
shamed.
get at it, April.
Oh, we're so close. Are we?
You
We
are?
We
Are
are
you
on the
really?
classification, but not on the manual.
No, what would help with a manual?
I think, Melissa,
Yes,
if
Yeah.
we can compile everything that we need and have her put it together in a document to bring forward to the select board,
Well, us first.
yeah, after. So right now, the main thing missing from the manual, well, there's many updates, probably a dozen updates that need to be put into the document. And then we have collected and had the select board vote some of the new policies, but not all of them. And it has to be figured out. Has the sexual harassment policy been approved by the select board yet? But we don't need to worry about that. We need to compile it all in a nice format, get it approved by personnel, and then hopefully send to select board for December.
okay.
Because
that's-
I need to get this manual to all my new department heads.
yes,
I now have
Right.
3 new department heads. Well, we can't even call Kristen new anymore hardly,
No.
but she's never had her own manual.
wow,
She needs an updated manual. They all do.
yep,
The pressure's on. And in the meantime,
Okay.
one of the other things I can do is put together a survey, wage and tax survey, police, and also for town administrators.
Great.
Great, that would be wonderful. That would be great. So have we mentioned the personnel handbook? policies? Am I getting this mixed up? We've been talking
That's
about,
what we were just talking about.
oh, I thought we were talking about policies and procedures. No? Is that what Melissa's working on?
No,
The
with policies and
policies-
procedures, I don't think we've done anything with.
Okay,
That was that,
Hmm,
that was the distraction that kept us from going in
Right.
a straight line to the two things that needed to get done.
right.
which are A and B on this personnel handbook and policies and the classification schedules. And
Yeah.
April, you're working on the classification schedules?
As we speak. No, Becky and I are gonna start
Bring
meeting.
them
again.
on the dog walk tomorrow morning.
That's right.
Wow, taskmaster. Yeah, the
Or
policies. and
Abby will
procedures-
bite Hank. No,
Montague Road.
yeah, it's,
Mhm.
you don't know what happens in those woods.
Oh, I know, really. I got an idea. I know somebody else who walks those woods.
Oh, those woods are great. No. Okay, so
No
this
more,
is, we're moving in the right direction. If we can get Anne on this committee, and that would be just fabulous.
does that mean we'll have to behave?
No,
Huh?
no,
What did you say, George?
Does that mean we'll have to behave?
no,
Yeah. Nah, not with Ann.
no.
No, she's very down to earth. She's just a really good person, and she's
That's
she's
great.
sharp. She's young.
Yeah, and
relatively
hopefully she's got
speaking.
friends and we can start, getting some
Yeah.
younger people to start filling some
Yeah.
of these, joining these boards and committees.
And I will tell her that, the 3-year thing, we're not going to chain her up if she can't do the 3 years. I already
What's
told
to
her.
stop a person from stopping? I mean,
How could you do, right?
And I told her the reason we have a vacancy is because somebody wasn't able to, do the commitment. And I said, but
Yeah.
I'll run this by the board.
right,
So,
Yeah.
somebody who didn't fill out their term, and it happens. It happens frequently. We're not
Yeah.
going to send the police chief down to drag you into a meeting. Well, we could put that in her job description when her negotiations
Yeah.
comes up.
That's right. Followed by the highway superintendent, and if you need the ambulance, we got that too.
okay,
Oh, all right.
all right. So if anybody threatens to leave a board, we now know what we'll do. Call the
Yeah,
police
we have a
first.
procedure for that.
So should we vote on
we-
that procedure? No.
Okay. Well, I will let her know. And so do we know when do we know when her term was up?
Term up.
Oh,
No,
Well,
she
yeah.
resigned from everything.
I know,
No,
but,
but right, but she didn't complete a full term, did she?
or did she? Was
She
this,
started with a partial term. I think she was on for 1 year, end of another person's term, and then she got almost through a second year of a full term.
so if Paul, after I talk to Ann, I'll talk to Paul and he can figure the rest out.
Yeah, Paul's the one that does that, right? He
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So she was, but this is a personnel board appointment. It doesn't have anything to do with Melody.
right.
No, we're
because
just talking
she
in
was
terms
a
of the
FinCom.
position and how many, when it'll roll over.
Well, she was the FinCom rep. So the question is if George has officially made either of you the FinCom rep. I mean, he needs to know that you're both he knows you're both on the personnel board, but he didn't appoint you. He only appoints the at-large members. So he didn't appoint Melody either.
He
So it's,
wasn't,
no, because it's only her
Oh,
finance appointment.
right.
I mean, that he made, because she was representing finance. And that
Right.
was done by the select board.
got it.
The select board appoints the finance and select board and members.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
So do I contact Paul?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, you're gonna ask Paul to reach out to this woman anyways, right?
Right.
You're just asking for him to do an at-large appointment,
okay.
but maybe at some point you and April and George, you might want to check in with Paul about how he's viewing your status on personnel
Yeah.
board.
Because I think I came on as, when I was on the select board, but then I became a person at large, I think, and then George is the FinCom rep.
I,
Now
well, I
became
was
the
at
person-
large though when I joined.
That's right, so maybe
Yeah,
the
and we
FinCom
just want to
stuff-
clarify that with Melody gone,
Yeah,
George is now the FinCon rep.
Okay.
yes.
I'll run that by him.
Okay, thanks, Peg.
Uh-huh.
That'll be confusing.
It will be.
Luck, Peg.
It is
Well, if
confusing.
it's too confusing for me, I'll pass it on.
Okay, you'll be good.
I think I can do this. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Any other business before us?
Our next meeting is October 19th. I also have us down as November 16th. Did you want to pick a date in December as well? Just to get it on the books?
Can you run by, what'd you say, 19th and then 16th?
Yes.
And then what's the December? Oh,
21st?
okay.
Looks like the
I
21st would be the 3rd.
I can't be there on the 21st. I'll be in Colorado. This is what I'm talking about, traveling.
Yeah, you don't take your computer with you?
Yeah, you said that. This is a
It's just
big
the children
family
that fill the
reunion.
house that want to play
Maybe,
with.
I'll
their
try.
computer.
Actually, I'll try if I can.
Well, we can do, I mean, I'm okay with doing the 14th. I'd rather keep it a little farther away from Christmas anyways, because everybody gets busy.
Yeah, okay, I could do the 14th, I think. Let's try for the 14th right now. Let's put down the
Okay.
14th.
All right, that's what I'll put in the minutes, and we can always change it. We do
Yeah.
frequently.
By the way, George,
Perfect.
thank you very much for being so organized and posting. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Happy to do it.
Very much appreciated.
All right, so
Okay,
we're
so
good.
Any other business? Are we all set?
I think we are. So I'm going to call it 7:20.
Okay.
All right, we are efficient. And I'll
Okay.
get
Becky,
that
you up?
job description with changes out and we'll do that for next time. All right,
Okay. So
Becky,
I'll-
do you have a minute for FinCom?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
All right. Nice to see you all. Take care.
bye-bye.
bye.